Dmitry Itskov. I'm the man who tries to create avatars for human beings to overcome biological limits and to get rid of illnesses, diseases, death, to provide humanity not only with the physical transformations but also with mental and spiritual transformations. I think that human beings which can transform themselves internally deserve live longer and live the life which could be more happier, because it could be free from suffering, from physical suffering. We're trying to create the avatar bodies, artificial bodies, which will allow us to live longer, to overcome our limitations. I'm creating the concept which can further cause the public demand and which can further significantly increase the speed of development of the science. I'm attracting best experts, and I'm using their knowledge and their expertise to be sure that we're going to a right direction. And I think that in 7 years we'll have real state-of-art Avatar A, which will be undistinguishable from the human being just from few steps. You saw Ishiguro's robot, and yeah, it was created several years ago, and the technology has been developed, and new materials have been developed, new artificial muscles, new servos. So there's no doubt about the idea that in the nearest future we'll have very human-like android robotics. So the first Avatar A, they could transfer the sensory data from their limbs to our body, and they could provide us with the telepresence effect. And this technology, I think, could be even more interesting than having the sort of artificial intelligence in front of you, because this will solve some problems in tourism and transportation, and those avatars can help those people who are disabled, of course, and there is no need to wait for the artificial intelligence to be created if we want to develop a sort of extension for the body of a paralyzed person, for example. And you saw Nigel Lackland yesterday. He's partly avatar, I would say. He has a bionic hand, and that bionic hand brought him back to the society.
Силиконовый, мой двойник. Это первые шаги по производству робота-аватара. Мы решили первого аватара делать похожим на меня. И сходство такое, что один старый друг нашей семьи.
Imagine that you have the artificial body and you have a full telepresence in that body, so you literally live in that body. And if you have a health issue, if you have some fatal diagnosis, why don't you continue living in that body? And the aim of the Avatar B is to provide us with that kind of life support system and connect the life support system for the brain and the brain itself to the avatar, which will be the full body prosthesis. There will be some security issues, of course, but I'm sure we will be easily overcoming those problems.
Several years ago, I had a kind of spiritual transformation which helped me and forced me to take the responsibility for what I'm doing now and to try to do my best to change the situation in the world which we have now, and try to start helping people, try to save lives, and try probably to invest my time and efforts in the future, in the new future, which will be much better than this time of multiple crises and this time when people suffer and die. So I would like to say that during the conference we will be paying attention and learning interesting facts about Android robotics, brain-computer interfaces, cognitive neuroscience, mind engineering, and many other interesting topics. But I would like you to think about considering what you will hear not just as technologies, amazing technologies, but as a part of a new evolutionary strategy, possible new evolutionary strategy for human beings, for the human.
Imagine that you have the artificial body and you have a full telepresence in that body, so you literally live in that body. And if you have a health issue, if you have some fatal diagnosis, why don't you continue living in that body? And the aim of the Avatar B is to provide us with that kind of life support system and connect the life support system for the brain and the brain itself to the avatar, which will be the full body prosthesis. There will be some security issues, of course, but I'm sure we will be easily overcoming those problems.